Ladies and gentlemen, as a follow-up to our post on X about having some additional information forthcoming about Larry Brock, we are bringing you breaking news. Larry Brock, the former Shadow Minister of Justice for the Conservative Party and the Member of Parliament for Brantford Brant Nations, has just announced his resignation. Let's take a look. This was just posted moments ago from Larry Brock, and we're just going to go through his letter. August 6, 2026, Larry Brock, Member of Parliament for Brantford Brant South, announces he is stepping down as of September 18th, 2026. When I first thought about my time in political public office, my plan was to keep representing the hard-working people of Brantford Brant South for years to come. Following careful consideration, I've decided to step down as Member of Parliament effective September 18th, 2026. Earlier this summer, I also stepped back from my role as Shadow Minister of Justice, a position I was honored to hold, given my commitment to reforming the criminal justice system, holding criminals accountable, and restoring trust and confidence in our legal system. I've accepted an opportunity to return directly to the front lines of justice at the Brantford Crown Attorney's Office. My commitment to community safety hasn't wavered one bit, and getting back into the courtroom means I can keep being tough on crime, making sure real justice happens right here at home. Our local Conservative team is as strong and united as ever. Brantford Brant South has had outstanding Conservative representation for 18 years now and has set the standard for public service in our region. I'm proud to have carried that torch alongside a dedicated local riding association. I have full confidence that the team will keep delivering for this community for years to come with the soon-to-be next Conservative MP for Brantford Brant South. The trust this community placed in me throughout my time in office is something I'll carry forever. It's a powerful reminder of just how much responsibility comes with this role, especially with so many local families facing the weight of rising living costs, economic uncertainty, and weak-on-crime policies under the Carney-Trudeau government. This whole journey has been incredibly inspiring. Again and again, the people of Brant South have shown remarkable resolve, neighborly care, and common sense. This is a community that values hard work, public safety, and personal responsibility. I have no doubt there are great days ahead for our riding and our country. I also want to recognize the leader of His Majesty's loyal opposition, Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative caucus team. Their steady, disciplined leadership has given Canadians a clear, credible vision built on fiscal responsibility and law and order. The Conservative Party's focused leadership and commitment to putting common sense priorities front and center in the national conversation are more necessary than ever before. They are truly a government in waiting, with Pierre Poilievre as Canada's next Prime Minister. None of this work would have been possible without my incredible team in Ottawa and Brantford. Every day, their dedication made sure local voices come first and every constituent was treated with respect. But most of all, my deepest thanks goes to my wife, Angela, and my daughters, Jenny and Emma. Being a politician's family asks a lot, and their unwavering faith in me has been my greatest source of strength. Representing the people of Brantford Brant South has truly been the honor of a lifetime. With sincere gratitude, Larry Brock, Member of Parliament for Brantford Brant South. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's been some speculation online that, Larry may have been bought off by Mark Carney and his Liberals. If you've been watching this channel, you've seen Larry Brock in action. And if you've seen Larry Brock in action over the past 3 years, there's just no possibility of that happening. Larry has some of the highest standards of integrity of anyone I've probably ever met in my life. If you were going to rank people on the planet who would put themselves in a position to accept some sort of corruption in order to give themselves personal gain, I would put Larry near the bottom of that list. I don't know who would be below him. What we do know are things that we actually are unable to share because we respect the privacy of Mr. Brock and those around him. There are good reasons that he is actually resigning. He's probably one of the first politicians in recent memory that is actually resigning for personal reasons. And we wish him well, and we wish his family well. He's worked incredibly hard and worked incredibly selflessly, traveling all across this country, doing tough on crime events, trying to get the liberals to change their laws, trying to get communities to see what is actually going on with the rise in violent crime, with the rise of extortion, and all of the dangers that are flooding onto the streets because the liberals refuse to acknowledge that they broke the justice system. And as a result of that, they refuse to actually do what's necessary to fix it. He has traveled to the ends of this country and back twice over. Sometimes does up to 6 events a day. When he's asked to be somewhere, he shows up. That's the type of guy Larry is. He's been a lifelong conservative. And if I know Larry, he's going to be the first person out there helping the next candidate knock on doors for the Conservatives. He even mentions in his resignation letter that this is all caused because of Carney and Trudeau. So I don't buy one bit that any of these people that are trying to speculate, well, Carney bought him off. Folks, I hope at some point in your life you get to shake hands with Larry Brock and you get to meet him. And if you have, you already know what I'm talking about. So I just want to say to Larry, thank you. On behalf of all of the Canadians that watch this channel, thank you. You helped bring down the Trudeau government. You helped bring accountability to some of these bad actors. You helped uncover a lot of the corruption that was actually going on. And you probably had the fastest rise from a new MP to superstar conservative in committee in recent memory. And you have a strength that very few people do in this world. What gives me comfort is that you're actually getting back into the courtroom, because that skill set was on full display in committee. And in a way, you were even hindered by a lot of it because you only had a certain amount of time to speak. That's a little different in a courtroom. So it gives me comfort that you're going to be out there making sure that you're holding criminals to account like you're so good at. So thank you for all your work with GC Strategies and the ArriveCAN scandals. Thank you for all your work when you were trying to dig into SNC-Lavalin, when you were looking at SDTC, when you were looking at the condo scandal with Tom Clark, and all of the other work that you've done, especially with C9 recently. Canadians across this country are in your debt. But if you're ever ready to run again, I'm sure there's a lot of Canadians that would be happy to stand beside you and behind you in order to make sure you're successful. But if you choose not to, all we can ask is that take care of yourself, take care of your family, and Godspeed.